Hello, this is Zena. The camera quality may look different, and that's because I'm on my laptop. I'm on my laptop because it's easier to post on here. I don't need to be on my laptop 24/7, but I want to be on my phone about 27. So, and it takes about an hour to post a video, an hour and a half, and I can't be off my phone for an hour and a half because I'm addicted to my phone. So, we're going to be reading Tiger Eyes by Judy Blume. And that shit is backwards. Read it backwards. Chapter 15. I have only 3 free days before school. I spend each of them in the canyon with a wolf. He always has to leave before 2 o'clock. I figure he has a job. Paper! I actually don't remember if he had a job. It's been so long since I read this, and I was going through a lot of stuff. Going through a lot more, but I remember a lot more now. I don't ask him any questions. He doesn't ask me any. I like it that way. Wolf tells me stories about the Anasazi, the ancient ones. They used to live in this canyon and in the canyons and cliffs all around here. He takes me for a walk and shows me a cliff dwelling. I try to imagine us hundreds of years ago. Tiger and wolf living in a cave together. We will make love on rocks that have been warmed by the sunshine. We raise babies fat and happy. The delusion! Grief and teenage hormones make you crazy. But, sometimes the delusion is fun. But she's not too delusional, so, from what I remember. On the third day, Wolf brings me a book, The First Americans. It is about the history of this area. Thanks, I say. I'll read it and bring it back next week. No, it is for you to keep, he says. I open it, and on the first page, he has written, Two Tiger Eyes, who makes me laugh, from Wolf. I look over at him. They are, he says. What? Your eyes. They remind me of a tiger's. The way they change color in the light from golden to brown. When's the last time you saw a tiger? I asked. I have a cat, he says. That's close enough. Cats are evil? Well, they're more evil than the big cats. From my research, the only animals that I know that hunt for sport and for entertainment is humans and domesticated cats. And even the feral cats. So, but you know what I meant by domesticated cats. I still like cats though. So, you know. I laugh, wanting to hug him, wanting him to hug me, but he doesn't, and neither do I. Thank you for the book, I say, and for being my friend. It's good to have a friend, he says. Yes, I know. On Monday morning, Bitsy insists on accompanying me to Los Alamos High School. She asks me 100 times if I need anything. I tell her I don't, but she slips me $10 just in case. Walter and I want you to have an allowance while you're here. Of course, we'll expect you to help around the house, but you've been very nice about doing that without being asked. Thanks, I say. I feel uncomfortable taking money from Bitsy and decide to discuss the situation with Mom. At the high school, we asked the boy with the calculator strapped to his belt where the office is. That's not the end of the sentence. And I should end that end of the sentence and start talking. But I probably won't start doing that. But I just think having a calculator on your belt is cool as hell. But I'm reading a book on YouTube with glasses. Probably don't mean nothing, but I might be a little bit corny. I don't know. And then we take a wrong turn and miss it anyway. Bitsy stops and groups of girls and asks again. I look away as if I have nothing to do with any of this. When we get to the office, I want to register as a temporary student, but I am told there is no such thing. They want my records from Atlantic City and a medical history from my doctor. I began to explain that we don't have my school records because we thought we were here for a visit. When Bitsy produces them from her purse, I'm surprised and confused. Bitsy says, "We sent for them last week." I don't know whether to believe her or not. I hope your mama sent for them, because why they just giving your shit to a stranger? And why is she in your business like that? She not a stranger. That's her auntie. But she didn't meet her a lot. I just feel, why is you in my motherfucking business? I don't know how to bleep that out, so pretend I bleeped it out. I'm told to have a seat and that a guidance counselor will be with me in a few minutes. Busy sits next to me. I don't want her hanging around. I know you have a lot to do this morning, I say. I don't know what she has in it. I don't know that she has anything to do, but I want to get rid of her. I want to do this on my own. I would want to get rid of her too, because why do you have my school information without my permission? But she might have her mama permission. I haven't got anything to do that can't wait, Betsy says, smiling. I sense that she is enjoying all of this. It's like a new game for her. Instant motherhood. Well, that's rude. But I'm not angry with her. My own mother is home in bed, zonked out on a headache medicine. If I'm angry at anyone, excuse me, if I'm angry at anyone this morning, it's mom. For being sick? What the? Finally, I convince Bitsy that it's okay for her to leave. I reassure her that I will be just fine, and reluctantly she stands up, then embarrasses me by kissing my cheek, as if she won't see me for a year. I breathe a sigh of relief when she is gone. I don't think I'll be embarrassed about getting the kiss on the cheek, but I would not want the kiss on the cheek after I found out you got my personal school information without my permission or knowledge. I am shown into the guidance counselor office at last. Like, quite honestly, at this age, that would have pissed me off to the highest festivity. You're not my mom, and my dad is dead. Why are you having my information in your ugly broke down purse? We walk we talk about what courses I should take. I tell him that I was what I was taking in Atlantic City, and he arranges to schedule me a schedule for me here. English, something called American cultures, geometry, and French too. What about science? He asks, pulling on his earlobe. We try to encourage our sophomores to take chemistry. I'd rather take astronomy, I say. I'm getting better and better at identifying stars, planets, and constellations. We don't offer astronomy. Astronomy is cool as heck. Well then, I'll just skip the science course and take typing. He looks up at me. I don't think I can handle chemistry right now, I explain. Why should I kill myself with work, I think. I'm only going to be here for a little while. And the truth is, I'm not sure I'd be able to memorize all those symbols that go with chemistry, especially after missing more than a month of school. All right, he says. He doesn't give me a hard time about it. He schedules me for type. He schedules me for typing instead. I am late getting to my first period class, which is English. I hand my card to the teacher, who was a young guy wearing jeans and a sweater. His name is Mr. Vanderhoot. He reads my card out loud. Davis Wexler. They do not have typing as a course anymore. Shit, I would have loved to take typing because they take me did like a little zombie. And then if I get too fast, I miss the letter because I really be trying to get the information on paper, but on screen. Davy, I tell him. Everybody calls me Davy. Sure. Okay, Davy. Have a seat. Anywhere's fine. We're reading Dickens' Great Expectations. Have you read it? Ugh, no. Well, she says no, but I said ugh. I tried to. It was so boring. But that was the first 30 pages. Like, you gotta. I have a terrible attention span. Get to the meat. Good. You can pick up a copy after class and get the notes from somebody smart. Let's see. He looks around the room. Try Jane. Jane, raise your hand. There she is, he says to me. Mr. Vanderhoop seems flaky. I like him already. After class, Jane comes up to me. That's why my parents call me Jane, she says. What? I am confused. You know, that Davis Davy business? With a simple mistake like Jane, you never run into trouble. With a simple name like Jane, you never run into trouble. Ah, but the trouble's half the fun, you know? I like to talk to when I tell people old people my name, they're like they give the look like ugh. And that's fun to be like, is there a problem? And then it's like, oh, like Xena the Warrior Princess? I'm like, yeah, I be kicking butt. I lie. Like, oh no, my mom just really loved the show. She actually do really love the show. She used to watch that shit all the time. She used to watch reruns until I was like 12. Let's go. Back to my story. Oh, that I say. I'm used to it. You can take my notes home tonight. They're good. Thanks. We discovered that we both have a second period free and we walk outside together. Jane is tall and blonde and she would be beautiful except for her chin, which is practically non existent. I thought we was talking like Natalie. None, not Bob's Burgers. But that's still rude. Like that's literally none of your business to be telling us. We cross the parking lot and then the walking bridge over the Diamond Drive and where Jane's go into a sleazy store where Jane buys a V8 juice and pretzels. I don't like V8, so I get a can of grapefruit juice instead. Outside, that's an odd combination. V8 juice and pretzels. And I know back then they didn't have the fruity V8. They only had the tomato juice. Outside the store, a group of boys wearing cowboy boots and 10-gallon hats call lewd things to us. Jane ignores them and mutters, stomps. We cross back over the walking bridge and sit on the grassy area in front of the high school. There's a cool breeze and Jane pulls her poncho around her while I zip up my jacket. See, I guess I'm too confrontational because I'm like, what the fuck is y'all talking about? Imagine I bleep that out. I be ready to fight. I don't know. Where you from? Jane asks. Mm, where am I at? Where are you from? Jane asks, guzzling a V8 juice from the can. Okay, Miss Judy. Atlantic City, I tell her. Where's that? California, she asks. No, New Jersey. All right, New Jersey. I love that show. Yes, I say, amazed that she thought Atlantic City is in California. Okay, I thought Atlantic City was in Las Vegas when I first read this, and then she's talking about the ocean. I was like, what? But American school system, I didn't know about geography. But look it's there in the 80s too. They didn't know shit either. I guess I was thinking of Studio City. That's in California. She nibbles on a pretzel. Atlantic City. That's where Miss America pageant is held, right? Right, I say. My sister was a state finalist one year, but she lost out to this girl who could whistle Beethoven. That's actually cool. Jane polishes off the rest of the pretzel, brushes the crumbs from her hands, and says, "So you just moved up here?" "Yes, a few weeks ago." Is your father a physicist? How come the mama can't be a physicist? No, I say, my father's dead. She didn't say it like that. I don't know. I don't think she said it like that. It is the first time I have said that to anyone. Oh, Jane says, I'm sorry. He died over the summer, I tell her, of a heart attack. Once I get started, I can't stop myself. He died in his sleep. Everyone says it was a good way to go. That there was no pain. He was only 34. Why am I saying this? Why am I telling her this story? Why are you lying, girl? But, I don't know what to say, Jane tells her. It sounds terrible. My uncle's a physicist, I say. We're living with him and my aunt. I want to change the subject now. I want to get away from how my father died. Where are you from? Me? I'm from right here, Alamos. Really? Yes, I was born here. I never lived any place else. But I've been to Kansas. That's where my grandparents live. And I've been to Tennessee. You know who else is from Kansas? The Winchesters. I'm sorry. My father worked at the lab there at Oak Ridge for 6 months. It's a lot like here. She smashes her V8 can and tosses it up into the air, then catches it. A few drops of juice trickle out and land in her hair. Ah, where are you living? White Rock or the Hill? The Hill, I say. The western area. How about you? Bathtub Road, she tells me. Look, I've got to run now. I've got another class. I'll meet you later and give you my notes, okay? Sure, okay. At dinner, I told Bitsy and Walter about Jane. She lives on Bathtub Road. Jason laughs and spits milk out of his mouth and nose at the same time. Is that near the toilet terrace, he asked, or Sink Street? Bitsy explains that Bathtub Road is the most prestigious area in town. The houses there on the ground the houses there are on the grounds of what used to be the exclusive Los Alamos Boys School. In the old days before Los Alamos became the atomic city, the boys' school was all that was up there. Then in the 40s, when Oppenheimer and the other famous scientists gathered to develop the bomb, the atrocity, the most important ones got to live in these houses, which were the only ones having bathtubs. Your friend must be the daughter of someone high up in the lab to live on Bathtub Road, Bitsy says. What's her last name? I don't know. I didn't ask. After dinner, Walter wants me to see my girl. What the heck? After dinner, Walter wants to see my course schedule. He hits the roof when he finds out that I'm not taking the science course. How could they let you register without insisting on the science course? I wanted to take typing instead, I explained. I can always take chemistry next year. Typing, Walter says angrily. Ridiculous. And next year you should be taking physics. Physics 1. You're going to fall behind. You can suck mine. Okay. I feel like telling him that I have no intention of taking physics 1. Not next year, not ever. You have to think about you have to think of your future, Walter tells me. You want to get into a good college, don't you? I don't know, I say. Of course you know. No, I don't. I don't even know if I want to go to college. Walter pours himself a glass of brandy, sloshes it around in his glass, then takes a hearty drink. What do you want to do with your life, Davy? He asks. How do I know? I'm only 15. It's never too soon to start planning, he calls, but I'm already storming out of the room, with Minka at my heels. I go straight to my mother's room to tell her that Walter is a pain and I don't feel like discussing my life with him, and she's better do something about it, something to shut him up. But Mama's asleep, her mouth her mouth half open, her breath sounds raspy. There are folders scattered across the bed. I feel so angry. I want to shake her. Girl, you lost your father. That's true. And people is in your business. That's also true. But your mother lost the love of her life, and they was only a one income household. Like, what the hell? I go to my own room and flop down on my bed with a copy of Great Expectations. I'm on chapter 2 when Jason comes to my room, but I don't remember anything about chapter 1, and I can't keep any of the characters straight. What's wrong with Mom? Jason asks. I tell him. She has headaches. He's wearing his football pajamas and looks very small and sweet. Don't worry, she'll be okay. Maybe not, he says. Maybe she's going to die. Oh, she's not going to die, I say. How do you know? I just do. If she does die, will we stay here with Uncle Walter and Aunt Bitsy? She's not going to die. But if she does, yes, I say, closing my book, I suppose we stay here. That's all I wanted to know. Damn, damn. Jason, I say, he has a loose tooth, and he wiggles it with his finger. He is so innocent, I think. Yeah. Are you going to kiss me goodnight? Me? Kissing you? Yes, come on. I hold my arms out to him. Pretend I'm not your sister. Pretend I am some beautiful princess. He comes closer to my bed and I reach out to hug him. It's going to be all right, I whisper into his hair. It is. It is. It is. Chapter 16. On Saturday, I ride to the canyon. There's a chill in the air, and I wear my fisherman's sweater. When I look up into the mountains, I see that the leaves of the aspen trees have turned color, making the whole mountainside a beautiful shade of gold against the deep blue of the sky. Tomorrow, Walter and Bitsy are taking us for a drive into the mountains so that we can see the aspen up close. Fishermen be having that shit on for real. I'm just saying. I pedal hard and fast, anxious to reach the canyon. Wolf is there, waiting for me. Where have you been, Tiger? School, I tell him. They made me go to school. School, he repeats, nodding. Doesn't ask who made me go. He doesn't ask why I haven't gone until now. We climb down into the canyon. I am able to climb much faster now. I have learned to watch. I have learned by watching and imitating Wolf. My hiking boots are comfortable on my feet, as if they belong there. At the bottom of we rest for on a rock. Remember the time? Well, what? Speak clearly. Remember the time you told me I have sad eyes? I say. I remember. It's because my father died. That's not what she says. Well, we're gonna leave it like that. Maybe that'll stop them taking my videos down for copywriting. Wolf looks at me, shakes his head slowly, and says, "We have a lot in common, Tiger, because mine is dying." Oh, fuck. Imagine that was bleeped. I did not remember that. Later, when it's time to leave the canyon, I say, "I didn't make you laugh today." And Wolf says, "I didn't feel like laughing." I wrote, I ride home feeling very sad. But when I get back, Mom is sound asleep again. The shades in her room pull down, making it as dark as night. Sometimes I feel she has vanished from my life, and I miss her. I didn't feel like my mom vanished from my life when my dad died. Oh, my grandma passed. I barely saw my mom. A few days later, Walter presents me with a small card. Keep this in your wallet, Davy. Now that you're a member of this family, there's a space reserved. There's a space reserved for you in the bomb shelter. A bomb shelter, I say when I begin, and I begin to laugh, half out of nervousness, half out of disbelief. But Walter looks very serious and says, "Yes, the numbers are printed on the card. Try to memorize them." This book was published in. I read it, so I should know when it was published. 1981. So they was still they was worried about what was it? The Cold War? I think it was the Cold War. I don't be paying attention. But you guys should pay attention. Are we going to have a war? I asked. Are we going to be bombed? Um, the war did end up happening. I don't think it was the 80s, but then it wasn't with it don't matter. No, Walter says. At least I hope not. But it's always better to be prepared. Period. The problem with this country is we never act until it's too late. The Russians, on the other hand, yeah, I don't think there was a war with the Russians. It wasn't. Just a lot of beef. The Russians, on the other hand, have an outstanding defense program. If they're attacked, chances are they'll survive. I wish I could just say the same for us. It's just like an energy crisis. This country is waiting until the lights go out. Girl, ain't that the truth? It's like a, uh, uh. Then we'll see how fast we accept nuclear energy. The thing is, they not going to do it. They not going to do it. We have the power to do solar, wind, and water energy. It'll be better for everybody in the long run and in the short run too. But they don't want poor people making money, right? And then they want to like you're gonna be dead soon. I'm not trying to be mean, but these rich people are gonna be dead soon. Now most of them is like really old. I know there's some young, very rich and wealthy people. Okay, yeah, yeah, yeah. But you don't care about your descendants. If your descendants are smart enough, if you raise them to be smart enough, I'm sure there's still ways they can exploit the masses. I wish I could say the same for us. It's just like an energy crisis. This country is waiting until the lights go out. Then we'll see how fast we accept nuclear energy. I don't know if I accept nuclear energy. I don't have enough information on the subject, so I will keep my opinion to myself until I'm more educated. But by then, it'll be too late. Too late. Anyway, keep your card. Chances are you'll never need it. Walter is full of gloom tonight, and he is on his third glass of brandy. That is it for today. And maybe for another month. I hope not, though.